Hello boys and girls. Today we will be correcting learning sheet 2C and 2D. This is just the top half of your grammar practice that you see here on the screen. So right now you need to get out your red pen if you don't already have it. Okay, so on this page you needed to mark up the sentences following the steps in MARK. Remember, MARK stands for M, we haven't learned yet, so we start with A. A means ask, is there a verb? R means root out the subject, who or what does the verb? And key in, does it have a beginning, capital letter, an end punctuation, and does it make sense? Okay, let's correct here. Number 1, the ant climbed the hill. A, is there a verb? Yep, it is climbed. Root out the subject. Who or what climbed? The ant climbed. K, key in, beginning. We need 3 lines, or a capital T on the. End, it has a period. Does it make sense? The ant climbed the hill. Yes, it's good. Number 2, Jesse shot a basket. Is there a verb? Yes, shot. Who or what shot? Jesse. Boys and girls, notice how I'm always starting with the verb. That is so important. Start with the verb, okay? That's why A comes first. Ask, is there a verb? Next, key in. Beginning has a capital letter. We need a period at the end, so I have to put one in and circle it. Does it make sense? Jesse shot a basket. Yep, that can actually happen. Okay. Number 3, Paul won the game. I noticed some things right away, like it needs a period, but I've got to go through my mark steps first in order. Is there a verb? Ask. Is there a verb? Yes, won is the action. Who or what won? Paul won. Now I can key in. We've got a capital letter. We need to add an end punctuation and circle it. Does it make sense? Paul won the game. Yes, that makes sense. The river opened. Opened. Right away I notice it doesn't make sense, but that key in part, that's the last step. So I have to ask, is there a verb? Yep, it is opened. Who or what opened? In this case it's a what. It's a what. The river opened. The river is our subject. Capital letter, end punctuation, but this does not make sense. There's a couple of things you could do here, boys and girls. You could cross out river, and we can say something like, make my text a little smaller here. The gate opened would make sense. If you don't want to switch out the subject and you switched out the verb instead, you can say the river opened and type in the river flowed. You could say the river rose, maybe the level of the river rose or went up. The river flooded, the town. Maybe you wanted to add a phrase at the end. Okay, any of those things would work. Next, number 5, Karen thought deeply. Ask, is there a verb? Yep, it's a mind one. It's thought. Who or what thought? Karen did. Key in. I needed a capital letter on Karen. Karen thought deeply. It has a period, and it makes sense. I'm done with that page. Now the bottom half. There we go. I'm going to clear these off quick. These guys. I still want to keep my mark steps right there so I can refer back to them and know what order I need to be in. Okay. I swim laps. Verb. Swim. Who or what swam? I did. Capital letter needs a period at the end. Circle it. And it makes sense. Number 2, Jean loves her sons. Verb, loves. Subject, who or what loves? Jean. Key in, I need a capital letter on Jean. It's a name. It's got a period at the end. Jean loves her sons. Yep, that's possible. That's doable. It makes sense. Number 3, the lady ate dinner. Verb, ate. Who or what ate? The lady did. Key in capital letter. I need an end punctuation. In this case, it's a period. Then, makes sense. The lady ate dinner. Yep, that can happen. Number 4, the people cheered. Is there a verb? Yes, the action, cheered. Who or what cheered? The people did. Key in. I need a capital T on the. It has a period at the end. The people cheered. Yep, that can happen. People can cheer. All right, number 5. Number 5 is a little bit tricky. The tree waited. Starting with my mark steps. I know it doesn't quite sound right. We're not going to key in yet, though. We're going to start with A, the verb. Waited is my verb. Who or what waited? The tree did. It's got a capital letter. It's got an end punctuation. Now, some of you might think this makes sense. If you are reading this in a fantasy book or maybe even a realistic fiction or maybe in a poem, the tree waited, it would make sense there. In this case, because we're talking about individual sentences and we don't know the story behind this sentence or anything like that, a tree can't wait in real life. So this doesn't make sense. So we need to cross out something so it does. We can cross out the subject and turn it into a different noun, such as the person waited, the cat waited, the lizard waited. Okay, any of those would work if you're changing out the subject. If you chose to cross out the verb, what could a tree do? A tree fell after being cut down. Okay, a phrase like that. There's not too many other things a tree can do. The tree lost its leaves. Maybe. As long as your sentence makes sense, you should be okay here. All right, that's it for today.